Hi everyone, Braden here. Today I want to talk about foam rollers, what they are, how they work, and how they can benefit you at home. Foam rolling is a type of self-myofascial release. Now that's just a fancy term for self-massage. Foam rolling can aid with a variety of things, but today we're mainly going to be looking at muscle tightness and trigger point therapy. Now a trigger point is basically a tight little bit of muscle that's quite painful to press. Now the overall goal when we're foam rolling is to return muscle to its normal function. And by normal function I mean the muscle is elastic and healthy and ready to work at a moment's notice. Keep in mind, while we are foam rolling, it can be painful and we can actually get a lot of referred pain. Now referred pain is something like if I was to massage here, it would hurt up here. A good example of this is when we're foam rolling the outside of the leg. The referral pain could shoot up to the hip or could even go down to the foot. This is just the body's response in saying, I don't like what you're doing, it's causing me some discomfort, I thought you wanted me to have this tight muscle. And then you're foam rolling and it's saying, no, don't be tight, be elastic, be loose. So let's go over the different types of foam rollers and the ones that you might already have. First off, we have the smooth foam roller. This is my favorite type of foam roller as I believe it provides the most consistent sweep of the muscle tissue. For example, it touches every bit of muscle as we sweep up. The next type of foam roller is the spiky foam roller. These come in all different shapes and sizes and they all have different uses. The main use for them is to get deeper into the muscle to remove those trigger points that we've been speaking about. A good example of a place to use a spiky foam roller would be the hamstrings, the quads or the calves, which are nice dense muscles and really thick muscles as well, so that the foam roller has to penetrate deeper to get into those trigger points. The next thing I'm going to show you is called a peanut. Guess why? Now the peanut is fantastic for places such as the back. What it's designed to do is allow space for the spine to sit as we're massaging down the spine. The next thing I'm going to show you is a ball. Nice and simple, nothing funny here. You can use a tennis ball, a lacrosse ball, cricket ball, whatever ball you've got lying around the house. Keep in mind that the hardness of the ball makes a difference to what we're doing. For example, my favourite kind of ball to use is a tennis ball, as it's hard but it does supply a little bit of cushion when we're using it. Okay, so let's go ahead and show you how to foam roll. What we're going to do is start by foam rolling the quad. I place the foam roller above my knee. I'm going down on my elbows here as that will lessen the angle and allow me to get a much smoother glide on the leg. I'm going all the way up to my hip and back down. I'm going to intensify it here a little bit and bend my leg. This will lengthen the quads, allowing more surface area to get massaged with the foam roller. Now what we're going to do is foam roll the side of the leg. What we're aiming to massage out here is the vastus lateralis, which is one of the quads. As before, I've got my base of support on my elbow. I'm going to bring my leg across, so I've got 3 planes of support. And again, I'm going to hinge at the hip to keep that contact on the side of the leg. To intensify it, I might want to put my other leg on top of my leg. This will add more weight to the area and this will allow a deeper massage. Finally, to add even more pressure, we can almost go into a side plank and try massaging this way. We're going to go on to foam rolling the calves here. What we want to do is start at the bottom of the calf, about 3 or 4 inches up from the ankle bone. We're going to pop the other leg on top of the leg being massaged to allow more pressure onto the foam roller. We're going to lift our bum off the floor using our hands. Don't worry if you can't lift yourself off the ground. I'll be doing an alternative in a few minutes. Another way that we can do this if we can't roll up and down the foam roller is to move the ankle instead of the calf. We're lengthening and shortening the calf, almost doing the same thing as rolling up and down on it. I'm moving the foam roller up and down and finding those points of pain to try and loosen them off. Next here, we're going to foam roll the lats. We're aiming to foam roll just here on the inside towards the back. So the foam roller almost goes up into the armpit. We're having the hand in supination, meaning the palm is facing towards the ceiling. This is to lengthen the lat, and then we're going to use our feet to push up and down the foam roller. Here we're going to start foam rolling the back. My rule is to foam roll anywhere that we have ribs, meaning we don't want to foam roll the lower spine purely down to the curvature of the spine. This part of the spine is lordosic, and we don't want to encourage too much lordosis. It can be quite uncomfortable. So I'm going to cross my arms. This is going to expose those back muscles a little bit more. I'm going to lean my head back and lift my bum off the floor again. And I'm going to use my feet to roll up and down the foam roller. Experiment with this one. By tucking the chin in, you will lengthen those muscles on your back and by relaxing over it, you're relaxing your back a little bit more. You can lift your bum higher off the floor to create a steeper angle. That way you can get higher up onto the bikes, like onto the traps and the rhomboids. What we can also do is relax on the foam roller. So if you spend a lot of time sitting at a desk or driving, we can relax over the foam roller around the mid-back area, and that is going to release all those muscles that have been tense all day. We can then lie lengthways on the foam roller. This foam roller is a little bit short, so I would recommend getting a longer foam roller like this pink one I've got, which is made out of foam rather than plastic like the other one. And we're going to lay the full length of our body on the foam roller. This again is just a relaxing technique that we can do. So let's look at how we can massage that lower back, seeing as we can't do it with a foam roller. So we're going to use a tennis ball here to massage the areas of the lower back that we couldn't do with the foam roller. Now I'm going to do this a little bit strange, and it's purely to show you guys where I'm putting the ball, but what I want you to do is locate the area of pain in your back. Stay away from bone, we just want to be working on muscle here. You're going to rock left and right, move your legs up and down, play around with your pelvis, lift your knees to your chest. These are all things you can be doing to help work those lower muscles in the back and get the tennis ball to massage those areas out. Here's another one with the tennis ball. We're going to lay on our back and pop that tennis ball around mid-back, between the shoulder blades and the spine. We're going to aim for the rhomboid area. We're going to stretch our arms out in front of us. We're trying to bring the shoulder blades outwards. What I'm doing is crossing my arms over like I'm driving a car. I'm moving my shoulder blades to allow the ball to work the rhomboid muscles. Maybe give yourself a big hug. Expose those muscles a little bit more. The whole premise is to rock around, find those tight areas and work them out. So here's the peanut. This is going to allow us to massage those spinal erectors which sit either side of the spine. The gap in the middle of the peanut is designed for the spine to sit in. Again, we're trying to avoid bone here, although we won't avoid massaging ribs. So here's another one with the ball. This is for the calves. If you can't foam roll the calves, I'd recommend doing this one. Or if you have some really deep trigger points in the calves that you can't seem to get rid of, this is a great massage technique for you. We're going to pop the ball on a hard surface and elevate the leg. We're then going to move the ankle into dorsiflexion and plantar flexion and really try and work those trigger points out. And lastly, because we don't have a big spiky foam roller, this is what I would use for my hamstrings. We're sitting on a hard surface, popping the ball on the hard surface. We're finding a nice tight spot. We're pushing down with our leg, and I'm also pushing down on top of my leg with my hands to add extra pressure. And then we're going to straighten the leg out. Then I'm going to take the pressure off, bend my leg again, and repeat. We can also use the tennis ball again. Here I'm going to use it on the pec. This is great for releasing those pec muscles. We're going to roll around it on our pec. We're going to move our arm around to where we can get a nice stretch on the pec, and we're just trying to expose those tight muscle fibers here. If you put the ball on your back while you're on the floor and it's too painful, you could always do it while you're stood up like this. Same principle as before, trying to expose those back muscles. Because I'm on my traps here, I'm looking around and lengthening those trap muscles to allow me to massage even more of my muscle tissue. So there we have it. They're my pro tips for foam rolling. So here are some things to remember. It doesn't always have to be excruciatingly painful, despite what people may have told you, for foam rolling to be working. Obviously, if you can put up with a little bit of pain, fantastic, because if it is an area of discomfort, it means all those muscle fibers will be tight in there and it will need to be loosened off one way or another. Foam rolling is usually the quickest way there. My little rule of thumb is to foam roll for 1 minute per muscle. That means if I'm foam rolling my calf, to do it for at least 1 minute. And my last thing would be to get a variety of foam rollers because they all do different things. You definitely shouldn't be paying too much for a foam roller. Some of the ones I have were as little as £4. A tennis ball you can get from a local sports store for less than £1. I've seen some quite expensive foam rollers out there, and yes, they may be good, but what I'm saying is it doesn't have to be an expensive treatment. You can do the same thing with a bit of PVCU pipe. Please be careful if you decide to use something for anything other than its intended purpose. But there we have it, guys. They are my top tips on foam rolling. Thank you so much for watching another one of my videos. I really do appreciate it. If you liked this video, please consider giving it a thumbs up. If you could also consider subscribing to my channel, that'd be great. Hit the little notification bell along with that and you'll get notified every time I post new videos. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you next time.